but you can not with me, but you can go online.
Yeah.
If you got an email,
I've always wondered how these machines work.
They just spin. That's all they do. It's the potter that does all the work.
Makes it a lot
Well,
easier. Oh, wow.
well, the wheel actually does the work, but the potter's the one who makes it do what they want.
if you'll give me your email, and I'll, see, I can make it, print it off, but, you
I'm missing my tools again. And do you know anybody can never use this one?
Do you have to press very hard?
It's more a lot about being steady, not letting your hands move.
Oh.
oh my gosh. Be careful, you got a wasp in here.
Oh, no, I'm allergic. Please get it on.
Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute, somebody got something.
I'm allergic.
Okay, well, I was gonna use it.
Right there it is.
No, well, I was gonna get him, pick him off the fifth, that would be something.
Yeah, there's a lot of Indian pottery at my place.
Most Native American pottery is not made on a wheel. It's actually handmade. Though it looks very similar, which actually in my opinion is much harder to get handmade pieces to look like it's made on a wheel. Only contemporary modern day pottery from Native Americans is wheel made. The rest of them made it normally coil pots.
Yeah, it's a salt shaker. Yeah, they're called stopperless. They don't have holes in the top like the traditional salt shaker. It all works through the bottom.
Prior points have been updated, and we have a meeting.
Chamber inside. So when you fill it up and it's just sitting on the
And then I just need my tool pivots to make it.
You control the wheel with your foot.
Yep, it's got a little pedal over on the side. Works a lot like a golf cart where you got, instead of two pedals like a car, it's got one where you push forward, but you press down with your heel if you want to stop.
having somebody over for dinner pass the salt, throw that at them and let them figure it out.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, that would definitely be something.
Is it hard to make it, to not make it lopsided?
It just takes lots of practice, and it'll always be somewhat lopsided. Otherwise, you just go buy it. Even masters, if you look at it on the tiny molecular scale, it's going to be lopsided. But to make it so it's not obvious, it takes practice and patience. Because even if I made it, even if it was a little lopsided right now, which it kind of is, I can just sit here with a very steady hand, take my knife,
And just carve it out.
and just let it slice off.
Oh, wow. Oh,
And then I just go in, get all these little clumps off, and then I just polish it with my sponge so it's nice and smooth and round again. Because nobody likes eating out of a sharp bowl.
how long does it take to usually dry?
It depends on everything from the weather outside to how thick you make it, but I would say anywhere from 3 days to 3 weeks. 3 weeks would be something like a bust, like that you've hand sculpted.
Yeah.
But yeah, something thrown on the wheel only a few days to a week normally. And then what I'll have to do is let this one dry, and then probably either later this afternoon or tomorrow I'll flip it over because I'm going to cut it off here in a second, and then I need to actually trim the bottom. Because right now it's just flat on the bottom. you gotta trim it. So that, otherwise if it has a lot of surface area, it can scratch your tables and things, but also it makes it heavy, and the heavier and the thicker it is, but inconsistently thick. So like right now, mine's heavy, you can hold that one. I make my stuff pretty sturdy so that it's not gonna break if you throw it in the sink.
How do you get it blue like that?
You glaze it.
Oh, okay.
So it's glaze is kind of like paint, except I dip mine in a bucket.
Yeah.
And to get it, essentially it's not paint. What it is ground up glass and chemicals. Mainly in that case, it's cobalt, which is radioactive normally. And you dip it in there, pull it out, you fire it in the kiln, and it actually goes through a chemical process. Goes from being ground up sand and materials, and it turns into glass.
Cool.
So yeah.
Thanks.